Overnight into Sunday, Russia launched one of its largest air assaults in weeks on Ukraine, firing nearly 600 drones and 48 missiles. Kyiv, the capital, suffered the heaviest bombardment. At least 4 people were killed, including a 12-year-old girl, and more than 70 civilians wounded across the country. This comes just weeks after another major strike that left 21 dead in Kyiv. Here's what happened, how people survived, and what it could mean for the wider war. Ukraine's Air Force reported that Russia unleashed a staggering 595 drones and decoys, plus 48 missiles. Defenses managed to shoot down or jam 566 drones and 45 missiles, an impressive rate, but not enough to stop devastation in civilian areas. In Kyiv, explosions rocked residential districts. Windows shattered, smoke billowed near the city center, and entire apartment blocks were torn open. Rescue crews rushed to extinguish fires and pull survivors from debris. At least 4 people were killed, including Alexandra, a 12-year-old girl struck in her own apartment building. Her neighbor described running through shattered glass, covered in blood, shouting for help. One Kyiv resident told the AP, "There are no warehouses or plants here. We were sure nothing would happen, but it hit us right in our homes." Parents and children sheltered at the city's main train station, waiting out air raid sirens as the sound of drones buzzed overhead. One woman summed up the mood. "The sky has turned black again, it's happening a lot." One of the most harrowing accounts came from Pastor Mark Sergeyev, who fled occupied Melitopol in 2022 after Russian forces seized his church and home. In Kyiv, he and his family were hit again. A missile strike collapsed part of their building. A wardrobe fell on him as glass rained down. His wife screamed for their children. Sergeyev managed to pull them from the rubble. He told AP, "We lost our second home again. It felt like a death sentence." Stories like these remind us that behind every air raid statistic are families losing everything, sometimes twice. Beyond Kyiv, Russia's missiles and drones struck multiple regions: Zaporizhia, Khmelnytsky, Sumy, Mykolaiv, Chernihiv, and Odessa. Ukraine's Interior Ministry said over 100 civilian sites were damaged: homes, apartment blocks, medical facilities, even a kindergarten. In Zaporizhia alone, 3 children were among 27 wounded. President Volodymyr Zelensky called it a vile attack, noting it came right after the UN General Assembly meetings. He urged tougher global pressure on Moscow, writing, "Russia declares its true position, to keep fighting and killing." Meanwhile, the US is weighing a major request: selling Ukraine Tomahawk cruise missiles with a 1,000-mile range, which could put Moscow itself in striking distance. Poland also scrambled fighter jets as Russian strikes hit western Ukraine, raising fears of spillover across NATO borders. The bombardment follows Zelensky's announcement of a $90 billion US weapons package that includes drones and a massive arms deal. At the same time, Russia claimed its own defenses shot down 41 Ukrainian drones. Analysts warn this tit-for-tat escalation shows no signs of slowing, especially as winter approaches. A season when Russia has historically targeted Ukraine's energy grid. For Ukrainians, this latest strike is a reminder that nowhere feels safe, not even the capital. For the world, it's proof that the war is far from over, and could still widen beyond Ukraine's borders. What do you think? Should the US provide Ukraine with long-range Tomahawks, or would that risk dragging NATO deeper into conflict? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And for more clear breakdowns of the war in Ukraine and global security, subscribe, and hit the bell. Stay safe, and we'll keep you updated.